Yo, so an update. We got the ASV home. This is what broke. I'm thinking that their foot hit that, broke that. I got 2 of them just in case it ever happens again. I thought when I was pulling out through the hay field that maybe a stick come up and jabbed it, but it was just very odd how it just started leaking out of nowhere after they installed this bed. So I got me a drain majig in there. So I got this turd bucket home. It's not this side. The battery is dead since it's been several months. Got it home. We're gonna pull this out, so we gotta unbolt these bolts right here. There's 4, 1 and 1 there. I think this comes out. I'm not sure, to be honest with you. I gotta take this off. I guess this keeps from this moving. Maybe tighten it up. I'm not really sure, to be honest with you. But if I get that off, I'm going to take and heat it up and hit it with a few hammers because it's got a bunch of garbage in there. So we'll get this. This is what we'll be working on. I watched the video on the proper way of taking all this. I need a lot of stuff, tracks and rollers. So I may try to look for a ASV form or something like that. That one looks broke. Not really sure. Go on. Don't need you looking me in the face. So I'm not sure what it's missing right there. There's something missing. But yeah, we'll be working on this. I'm gonna have to take the battery off too and get everything else cleaned up. It's been sitting for 3 months. It started spitting, sputtering. So this is one thing about ASVs I don't like, is these right here are junk. And then see the rust on the edges there. I'm not really sure. It's since I've had it, it's never done that, so ain't no telling. But get that truck going. All right, so I got this thing completely out, so there's no directions on how to take this out. There's no videos other than the one I was telling you about, Nature Kansas Farm. He has a farm and he had one of these. I think his was a PT-100. This one's a RC-100 palsy track. So I just got off the phone with one of the I guess master techs there. He just happened to answer the phone, and these are I think this is a bearing race. And so when you get this completely out, you got 4 bolts, the only thing that hold this on. You got this one, and you got the one on the other side, and you got these. The only hard one is the back one and the one over there, because it goes back behind that axle. So I ordered a kit that comes with the bearing. I'm not really sure if they got me the actual bearings for the, but this just says axle. Okay, so this is the front and rear idler axle. So this is the wrong axles that I bought. Luckily I'll have this. But so when you take this off, there's a plate. I don't know where it went. So there's a plate that comes over here. See if I can't find it. It's right here. So once you unbolt this, this is what cradles under this. I'm not sure if they've got a newer style bearing set up where I don't have to use this. So you can see it's a dual bearing race. So it sets like this. Ouch. And then it bolts. Then that thing slides and then you bolt it. So as soon as you take that out, you can completely literally just wipe that off. But it tells you to take a idler pulley and pull it off. This is literally how it came off. So you've got this, and you get this on the back side. So this is how it's pretty much like this. So I asked them if I could just buy the whole thing. That way I didn't have to install all that, just so that way I can just throw it on and go. It's boogered up a little bit. You can see the little grooves in it, but you can get you a memory cloth and just kind of clean it up, shape it up, kind of, you know, sand it down a little bit, make it smooth. Other than that, it wasn't really that hard. It was just the first time taking it apart. But this thing is super heavy. Almost, I mean, you know, I got bearings that's wore out. I had to use the excavator to pick it up so that way I could slide this, because this didn't want to slide or move. So just about one of these is messed up, but really truthfully I'd just rather just get some new tracks and fix those right there. But really depends on how much it's going to cost for the rollers, because I think it was like with the tracks and the bearings for one place I was looking at, it was going to be almost $8,500 just for that. And then on the mulcher side, all I need is these ends. So I thought about just buying all new ones, that way I'd have backup. I think it's either this one or this one on the, so the female side of this one is what blew out, which can't really see or tell, or so I got new ones. I installed it and it wasn't the right one. It was just a little bit too small. So, and then I got to repack the cylinders. So, and then one of the things broke out of it. So, and then also I got to fix the hydraulic issue of the plate not tilting back. So whatever it is, it's probably in this block or something like that, but who knows. Had to order some parts for the ASV. So this is crazy. It's showing Yanmar. I'm guessing that's the part number, ASV. This is the bearing that went right over, which I'll show you shortly. I got some new door hinges. These look pretty beefy. I mean, these, I'll show you the old ones. Hopefully this fixes my door issue, which I'll show you later. And these right here, these cost the most. If I'd got just this and these right here, it'd have been under 300 bucks. I think these is $20 or $30 a piece. Like, what the frick? I'm gonna have to go up. So got this bad boy right here. I'm not sure what side this is, to be honest with you. Dirty minded. So mine is pretty beat up. Like when you pull down the hood slash cab, it scratches these up pretty bad. And I have the tilt, don't want to tilt back. Everything up, down, side to side, and tilting it forward, it goes okay. Everything except for the attachment plate goes back, it don't want to go back. So this is the left, and then I got a right, left and right, so it's $2 grand. I got the door, so I'll show you shortly. All right, so this is how the ASV is. You can see the door right here. I'm not sure what exactly is causing this. I'm hoping it's the door hinges. There's the door hinges, which I was going to show you. This has been beat up pretty bad. So this door came off of another RC-100 that we ordered from Michigan or something like that. You could see that right there? It's leaking pretty bad. And this is what I was talking about. When you come down on ASV, it's got some bad scratches. Let's go ahead and drop this. It hits it, but it straddles it just enough. I don't like how this sits on the thing, which this is all wet. And it says pouring water out, great. So you can see mine's pretty scratched, pretty beat up, stuff's hanging off. I do need to get a new seat. This is my first machine. Hopefully this rain didn't get in there and mess this up, this top side. So the plate right here, the attachment plate or whatever it is, it won't tilt back, but it'll tilt forward and up, and it'll go up and down and stuff like that. And then the door hinges, you can kind of see they're all jacked, twisted, and it's hitting this bottom side right here. So, and then somebody cut out you could tell this has been, this door is heavy. I need to get a little rod piece and then make my own little piece there. You can see somebody siliconed it and welded this back on there. If I'd have just left it alone, I could have worked with it. I put some aftermarket headlight or lights on it. Literally the first job I had them installed, I broke the other side. I'm not really sure if anybody else has been in here or not, but these are labeled. They got colored zip ties, which I did my homework and done everything I needed. They just keep draining and draining, so I'm gonna hurry up and get this. They got 4 bolts here. You take that out, and I just done it. I mean, it's still gonna get dripped all over the place, but that way I can take this off, and then it slides completely out right here. So it slides out, which I got this one loose, which I didn't realize about breaking those loose. So I gotta hurry up and get this before it starts pouring out. But got all those, and then the connectors come off. So yeah, I'm gonna grab me some gloves real quick. What the heck? Is that thing on there? There ain't no way. There we go. All right, it's tight now. All right. There we go. All right. So that one, and then you got to do these in sequence too. It's kind of hard. It's getting dark. I can't see. Looking for I'm trying to clean these lines up too. That way they ain't gonna be nasty. So it's got colored zip ties on it. So it may have been factory, so that way they don't forget or they know which one goes where. But I'm not really sure, to be honest with you. So I'm looking for a blue. I think it is this one right here. Goes to this top right here. Pictures is better than drawings, because luckily I wrote everything down still, but I didn't put it right. I'm definitely going to keep these right here, so that way any issues again, I'll have them. But I'll tell you one thing, these lines have fluid constantly coming through. Don't matter if you pop the cap off the hydraulic tank or nothing like that. I thought it was under pressure or something. Okay. Next one is yellow. Because you got to do the, no, I wouldn't really say in sequence, but it'd be easier if you can do these in the right order, so that way you can get in there nice and neat. Okay. So I probably took about 15 pictures of every angle possible. All right. Gotta get them just right. You'll hit them threads just enough snug. That one's yellow. Make sure to keep them on there. And then green, and then red. So we could do this one. Hopefully this fixes my my tilt, since it's electronic too, so hopefully If it don't fix it, I'm gonna be absolutely flustered, because he said this should fix it, because he said it fixes it every time. So I'm just thinking it'll be hydraulic, but who knows. If it is, it is. They needed them anyway, so I can't do nothing about it already. I've already got them on here, so they're staying. All right, last one. I think this is a main pressure line. Oh, come on now. Oh, my hands are slipping. That's why I put these gloves on. I usually don't use gloves, but it's been a big impact trying to grip. I've had these since Kenworth. I think it was my last pack that I got. All right, nice and snug. So what I was going to do was probably go get some brake clean tomorrow, and make sure this ain't leaking, because these has got these flat faced, so that way you make sure nothing's leaking. That way I can spray everything, wipe everything. I mean, this is years of caked up junk. So definitely have to pressure wash it. So that's it on that. And then I'm gonna plug everything up and zip tie everything up as well. This is where I hate stuff that burns, have to be smacked on or anything like that. So I use my Matco 1.5" socket to smack it on until it got level with this, because I didn't have enough big enough socket. So I found out, hope it's not bad. This outer piece right here rotates, so you could smack this, and I got it to where now it's just that much. I probably got that much more to go until it fully seats. You can see where I smacked it, where it's rotated that. But I've smacked and I've smacked. I wish I had I didn't have any memory cloth or anything to sand it down where it'd slide right on. But I had a Scotch-Brite pad, which is this stuff right here. Just cleaned it up, slicked it up a little bit, get the crust off of it. Now it's just being stubborn, and I don't like hitting it on the outside, because I'd rather hit it right there with the where the race is at. So that's being very irritating right now. So we'll go ahead and keep on gonna sit here and rest, and then we're gonna try to keep on hammering down on it. I've just got to make sure I hit it all the way around it, so that way maybe it'll slide on there. So we'll see. All right, so I smacked it for a good, 30-40 seconds. Well, if you look, the shaft piece right here is receded enough for the snap ring to come in right behind it. Just like that, it's on and in. And this one right here fought me. I took my little booming dog binder puller to pick it up that way, because it kept binding right here in this corner right here, and then right in here. So I lifted it up, and the whole bearing assembly was like floppy, and I just didn't like it. And then once I got it in there and then it bolted in, I mean, it had a lot of play in it. So maybe nothing's wrong. So as I was getting everything going, got that back in there. Luckily these was not that bad. I mean, I literally pulled it with my finger and it let loose. This right here, there's supposed to be a snap ring into this inside of this dirt seal, so that way it keeps it sealed. Okay, I've been fighting that sucker for probably 20 minutes. I take this this 1.5 inches and try to, it's freaking sand, dude. I can't work in this garbage. It's all gritty. So I was trying to get it, I got everything sealed, but the problem is I can't get the snap ring in there. So what I'm gonna do is, hopefully, I took everything off, made sure everything was good. I don't know if everything's seated. it's still got the same gap, and I just don't know why it's being the turd head it is. So what I'm gonna do is, I see that the cams are out a little bit, maybe because of the slope. I don't know, my cat does that too when you're sitting on an angle and it like that much of a gap. I mean, I don't know if that's good or bad. I'm gonna get everything greased up, and then I'm gonna go ahead and get everything wiped down. But I do got to get new bolts for it. As of right now, we're gonna use the old ones until I can go forward or backward. Maybe if I can do some, just warm it up, and then maybe when I let it cool down, maybe it'll recede back in where I can push these seals back in and get that snap ring in. So I thought it was the new snap ring. This is the new one, and I grabbed the old one. You can tell this is the old one. It's got wear on it, and still I was thinking maybe it's too thick, maybe it's too big. Still won't get in there. You can see a lip, but you can't get the rest in there. I knew it had to go in there, but I was just gonna wait till the last. But it's very irritating. So I'm gonna go ahead and get the bolts in. Got them lined up here, lined up over here, and I think that's the reason why, if you look at the track, the edges are wore, the center is wore, and the edges. So it's got outer, center. So I'm thinking they had it too tight is the reason why the tracks, maybe due to the rollers being messed up, not sure. But I didn't go back to the extent, but I'm gonna try to check it out. I think it's supposed to have some kind of downforce centimeters. I'm not really sure. But I am going to get everything cleaned up, get it bolted down, and just to get by with it and see what we can do. And then these bolts ain't that bad, but I like to go ahead and get new ones. That way I ain't gotta worry about nothing. So what we can't do. All right, so I get a little bit more news. I just got off the phone with the insurance adjuster, and I sent him the pictures. I don't know if I could show them on here, but it's kind of hard to, I ain't got no, so that's how it looked. May just have to do a video of it at the machine. See, the back side of the engine got pretty hot. You can see that back right corner, the bell housing, and that's the back side. The wires got hot, and so you can see that right there, that machine got hot on that back side somehow. All right, so I've been doing a lot of stuff this week, kind of see what I got going on. So I took my little toolbox off right here. Been collecting stuff, and I've just been throwing stuff in it. So I was like, man, since I got this bed on, I've literally just been throwing stuff in there because it's too hot today. So you can kind of see I get the air compressor out, and I'll show you real shortly what I've done. I bought some glass pieces for the ASV. So I got this bad boy in here, which is slapping back and forth. So I got everything on. Got that back in. I found that snap ring goes back in there, but it's not going too far back in there. Not real sure why. I got to cut that cover off. So I got a new glass. You can see my ugly mug. So they had a Lexan or a Lennon, whatever it is, Lexan glass. It's dirty, or at least I hope. It's just, maybe I can just wipe it off. Kind of see it. So it's kind of gapped. I don't know, I think the door's bent, but I did get everything bolted in there. Got to figure out how to keep it from smacking these couplers right here. Got the new ones on there. So I'm gonna try to get it to where I can heat this up and bend this back, because it's supposed to be pulled out more. And I'm gonna try to get that cleaned up too. I'm gonna throw in some sawdust or something like that, cut a tree, and then kind of take the sawdust, throw it in there so it'll soak it up. But me and my grandfather got the everything going except for the tilt. I'm not sure the door handle works just perfectly, but the cylinders will, when you go to tilt it back, it kind of like stops and it'll get stuck like that for a while, and then you can tilt it back. So I'm thinking one of the springs, I can't remember where the here it is. That's what I like about ASV. Cat, you can't get that. So we got to looking at it. So the left one, so no, it's the right one. Everything on the right side goes for like the up and down tilt and all that. So it's controlled by this block. The block. So the curl, I don't know if you can see it or not. So the second one, so the first one is for the auxiliary low flow. The second one is for the bucket. So the left one, the little circle, is for the curl, and the right one's the down position. So awesomely, ASV, which is a little junky door. I hate this door. It's junk. Absolutely dog crap. So here is that module block control valve. So I'm thinking it's this little, whatever that is, maybe like a check valve or something internal, whatever it is on the left side. So yeah. All right, so my turd box has finally got these on. I was just kind of figuring out what I did. I have 10, 11, and the way some of them set, there's another one inside the range, I think, where I'm supposed to be at. Because I just went by what people stated online, and if it's bad vibration, may take 1 or 2 off to maybe see if it'll make a difference. You know, maybe 2 or 3 of them on each side. This is the best time this thing's ever looked this good. I gotta fix those fitting. I can't remember which one's my problem. All right, so this is the turd box, and tomorrow I plan on getting these fittings. I'm probably just going to get all new fittings except for this is hydraulic, so I'm pretty sure these are and they look good. There's nothing wrong with them. It's just this one, it's got a hairline crack in the sleeve, and I have to hit it with a hammer. You can see what it's doing right there. And then this one, let's see, no, it's not that one. It's this one. I mean, it could be all right, but I'm just trying to get by with what I can. And I think these are going to turn out pretty good with my grinder. I can knock the rust off once I start smacking stuff with it. So once I get it going, I think I got some fuel problems. It's revving up, revving down, revving up. Ain't no telling. But this is what I got going, and maybe I can get some footage running that through there or something. Seeing that spitting. All right, so since we've had so much rain, try to put some tarps up, try to prop this open, but as long as I can keep the water off the fittings and all the hydraulic stuff. Got my excavator here holding it up, you know, keep it running off. And went and got some new fittings. So the main high flow supply and return wouldn't fit directly in there, so I bought new ones from Hydraulic Supply in Chattanooga, Tennessee. It was a little bit long ride, but this one fits this one, so I told him just whatever, because this is what I got from ASV from Huntsville, Alabama, and that's what they sent me. So I was having problems. It was just barely wanting to go in there. So but we about to get it going, and then that way we can go ahead and put this together, try the new knives out. All right, after looking at all of my pictures, I mean, I remember everything, but I just want to make sure I looked at my pictures, how I had everything. I had a problem. Some of these is probably pinched pretty bad. Sometimes you can feel somewhere in here. I squeezed it right here pretty much where the hole's at. This fell down in here, and I don't know if it's ASVs or not, but the forward and backward, this right here will knock your socks off because it hits so hard. It feels like that's the reason why this is damaged right here. That's where it's re-welded. My garage is leaking a little bit, but it's not too bad. So it's been raining for the past 2 days, been able to get much done due to the rain. So we got this, and I did have something here holding this back. I need another spring kit, but anyway, so once you tilt this back or forward, and it gets stuck back here, so I need something loosely. I did this to keep it from going too far. I mean, they helped it to keep it bundled up. That way it don't get too far. That way I can see everything where they're at. That's why I put these bright colors on it. So so that way if a tree pulls it, now I'll see it instead of like a spring or something. But I gotta fix this door. I'm not sure. It's got like a lip on the back and it keeps catching, so I'm gonna try to fix that. That way I ain't gonna get too much rain on me.